Hello and welcome to Penny for a Tale. My name is Mitchell, and we have another amazing show for you today, continuing on our Age of Ashes campaign. But enough about myself. Let's introduce the other cast members today. Spence, why don't you go ahead?
Hello, I am Spence. I am not in my lair of normal choice, but I am ready to bring Modica in to be some sneaky hero thing. Sure.
Awesome. Mr. Smith?
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I'm ready to sling some spells and maybe not use telekinetic projectile today. We'll see.
Ooh. The gauntlet has been thrown. All right, Ian.
I'm Ian. I will be the GM tonight for these three wonderful players. I just want to do a couple of shout outs first. And foremost, Fantasy Grounds. You'll see I'm actually using Fantasy Grounds for just about everything that we're doing here, aside from some character creation and management. Something great about Fantasy Grounds is you can use just about any system, and a lot of systems have full support, meaning I can use D&D first, second, third, fourth, fifth edition, Pathfinder first and second edition, like Savage Worlds, Starfinder, like dozens of others. Check them out, fantasygrounds.org or fantasygrounds.com. It's Fantasy Grounds on Google. And another shout out to the Only Sheet. We use them a lot for like character planning and managing characters between sessions. They're super nice. It runs on Excel, so you need an Excel sheet, but it's not very expensive and it automates the vast majority of character creation. You just have to have an idea in mind. And also shout out to Michael Gelfi on YouTube because he's got awesome music that he's letting us use. Yay. So let's take it in. We're in the nation of Isgur. It's winter time, so it's just about freezing cold, but there's no snow on the ground, despite being in a mountainous region. And the party's faced with a bit of a predicament. Where we last left off, the Unforgotten had caught up with this terrorist of sorts, halfling named Calmont. But it seems that he's actually got the high ground here. So if you can see from the map, he's holed up on the battlements of Citadel Altarian with knife to the throat of the Goblin chieftain Warball. Heading up the stairs, at least the part of it that isn't crumbled, suspended, headed towards the battlement, we have Moth, we have Salix, and the Director. But Moth, I want you to make a reflex save for me.
What? Oh, man.
Just start it off.
Fine. Yeah.
All right, so that didn't go very well.
That went as expected.
Yeah, all right. Calmont holds Warball Bumblebrasher the Goblin by the scruff of her leather coat, suspended, I would say about 20, 30, maybe 40 feet in the air, legs dangling above the courtyard, where the rest of the party is. And he draws from his pocket one of these, it's egg-shaped, it's got a couple holes in it, copper-colored shell, and it's glowing on the inside. He throws it, it ricochets off the corner, and then when it bounces towards you, Moth, the Director, and Salix, another part of the stairs crumbles as this egg explodes on the second bounce. You fall to the ground below, as does the Director and Salix. But you get up. How do you guys want to approach this situation?
With reckless abandonment.
That's how people die.
Moth has a death wish.
You cannot kill what is eternal. Is there any way to get up there?
Well, I mean, it looks like you've got about 30 feet to clear in order to make it. So if you have a way to defy gravity for about 10 yards, then yeah.
Not yet.
You can climb. That's in accordance with gravity, but it's difficult.
I don't like accordance with gravity.
Calling out from above, you guys can actually see the smoke and the fire, and as it reaches past the battlements, the winter wind catches it and it just dissipates. So you know it's bitter cold out, and getting stranded or lost in the middle of the night, like if you don't find shelter tonight, it's not going to be great. The Citadel is cold. There's no heat source from inside, and you're starting to actually feel that right now, and it didn't really set it until just about now. Calmont on the top, the knife to this goblin's throat, says, "We're going to start doing what I say. Here?"
You let my people go. Come down here and face me like a plant.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
Or a broad tree, or a bush.
Let's be smart about this. I have a few demands.
And what might those be?
Well, for one, I need my horse.
I don't know where that is.
All the horses are dead.
It's back in town. Think about it.
That one's dead.
He's going to look at you, Moth.
Gonna get us all cabled.
And he's going to look at Warball. And he's going to just cut along her neck. Between her neck and her collarbone. Just a little bit. Just a slight bit.
Now,
just enough to draw blood.
Whoa. That's mine. Now,
It's yours.
what you're cutting into. I understand you have some demands. The first one is you want a horse, correct?
I need a way out of here.
All right. Now, in order for this diplomacy negotiation to happen, you have to give me something. If I'm going to give you something, a lot of people out here are nervous about the things that you are doing, okay? I got a lot of people talking to me about what needs to be done. A lot of pressure, okay? I'm just trying to keep back the forces that want to wipe you off the planet. Now, you trust me. I trust you. You have something. You have a hostage. Why don't you take the blade away from the hostage's neck, yeah? You can still hold on to the hostage. We will get you your
Make
horse.
a check.
What?
Make a check.
No. Diplomacy. Let's do this. I have nothing. It's just a die roll.
Oh, but you did okay.
He'll sheath his dagger. It's a human dagger or an elven dagger, so it's about the size of his leg. He uses it as a short sword. But still, somehow, through great strength, he manages to hold this goblin nearly his weight.
Yeah.
Suspended.
Okay, son.
40 feet up in the ground.
All right. Now, how did we get to this the spot? Do you have a job? Do you have family?
I don't think I need to be telling you my business.
All right. Just checking. And I'll turn over to Modica and Rune. How are we on that horse?
I am
Rune-
not there yet.
Rune, make a perception check for me.
Where's the visage of Modica?
You are muted, by the way. If that was what stopped you, I was not ignoring you. Okay. All right. Well, you failed to notice something that happened about
Par for the course.
a minute ago, and you look back. Shavi's on the ground, and this Growlodon is creeping back into the water.
With her?
No. She looks paralyzed.
Ah, shit.
Bryn Taith and Jacob Crow are trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh my. All right.
You have a 7-10 split.
What's
so to
your
speak.
name, kid?
Don't call me kid.
All right. You're a man.
Okay.
I'm a man. We'll get you your horse, okay? You just gotta keep calm during this time. Rune,
Listen,
can you
let's start with your name. What do you want us to call you?
You can call me Calmont.
Calmont. All right. What are you doing here and why?
If I tell you my business, you'll just ruin my plan. I just want a horse.
Now, I assure you, kid, no one's out to get your plan, okay? You have a plan, I have a plan, Rune here has a plan, we all have plans. Let's not get in each other's plans.
I mean, there is some truth to what he said.
Alright,
Rune will look to Corvid and ask his little pet to head back to town and see if he can find someone to get Calmont's horse.
Alright, you hear that, Mr. C? We have an aerial bird getting your horse at this moment. So just relax.
All right.
Are you hungry?
What are you? He's going to say, looking the grotesque.
I'm wondering days now.
Yeah.
I'm just a leaf on the wind.
Careful,
We don't
you
need to do this.
What?
This is an exchange.
Alright, I'll tell you about my life. I grew up in an old underground tunnel not far from here. My father, he was a drunk. My mother, she worked too much. I had 2 other brothers. It was during the recession. A lot of us had to work in order to make ends meet. We had to do some hard stuff back then,
Moth?
and we did.
Did you hear this story back in town?
No, this is a story of my life. Now, I wasn't always a cop, a man of the law, but during my teenage years, right after what you people call puberty, as I was discovering myself and everyone else, I was dating a lovely woman named Grace. You see, she wanted a family, and I never thought I
So
could.
fade to white.
You dated?
That story continues. I think.
my
I don't
God.
know. I guess. Rune, do you want to address maybe what happened 180 degrees with Shavi?
Well, so Shavi's okay, aside from being paralyzed, I should say. Is she breathing?
Yes. You can't tell from there.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, fair enough. Good eye on you, DM. Thank you. Yeah, Rune will, as the diatribe of whatever history Moth is talking goes on, he will check the 3 allies that have fallen.
Okay. First, you'll check the Director and Salix. There are unconscious, blood coming out of their ears. It was some sort of pressure bomb. It exploded too close to them. They might have been out before they even landed on the ground. Moth seems to be okay though. Probably the lack of eardrums. And checking on Shavi, you can make a perception check if you'd like. Modica, make me an athletics check, by the way, or a handle animal check.
Sure. I don't. There's no
Shavi's-
handle. There's no handle animals, so I guess. What?
Oh, I think the
Nature.
skill. Yes.
Oh, nature. Got
Check.
it.
Shavi's
Oh.
eyes are rolled
Oh.
back, and glowing through is this radiant gold yellow hue. You'll notice all of the veins and arterioles in what you can see from her arms are pulsing a violent red color, bleeding through the tan skin. She's not moving, but her heart is beating.
Null, or I should say, arcane nature. Any check to corroborate?
Either of those, or a heal check will do. There even is a heal check.
Medicine, I think, is the heal, which I don't really have. So,
you'll also notice the book had fallen
I'll
out
definitely
of
grabbing the book.
one of her bags. It's also glowing. This bizarre gold color. Now and again, it flashes to blood red, sort of what you see in her arms, and then back to gold. Other than that, it's eerily stable. She seems fine. Like something has her in great danger, but is also keeping her in a sort of stasis.
I got an 18 on the Arcana.
Yeah, it has the book and her. They seem in sync somehow.
I rolled really poorly on my nature check, but I rolled a 17 on athletics. So
Right.
I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, go ahead. You will arrive,
Okay.
but you're fatigued. So I'll get you that condition. And Modica,
Yeah.
you hear the shouting in the center courtyard as you make your way through the battlements and down the halls. I don't know if you've been here before. I don't remember.
Like I was going to, and then my mount said no. So.
Yes. As Corvus arrives in town, you realize maybe they don't have a handle on it, so you set out right away. You happen to be within earshot of this pleasantly loud raven, so you took off on your riding dog immediately, spit, hauled ass until you reach the Citadel. It's not very far from town, but you're fatigued because you had to push it. It seemed like an emergency. It is the middle of the night. You are cold, but not to a serious degree. You are tired. And following the sounds, you reach this courtyard through a couple of hallways. As you head down these stairs, you will see a few things. Puddle of water, a courtyard. About 40 feet up, there is a stairwell that should lead up to the battlements of this castle courtyard, but it is crumbled halfway. On the top, there is a halfling man holding a goblin woman by the scruff of the neck, suspended about 40 feet in the air. You'll also see the director and Salix unconscious near the rubble of the staircase. You see Moth talking to the halfling man, and you see Rune, Brintaith, Jacob Crow, and Shavi all huddled together. Shavi's on the floor, and you see your beloved book.
Yeah, book. Okay. So I am going to try to sneak, since Moth is yammering. I'm going to try to sneak up here. Like I want to try to sneak to this stairway there and then try to climb.
Yep, make a stealth check. Climbing that wall is going to be a task. Kind of a feat. Look it on you.
Well, there's my stealth. Yeah, using my abilities.
Wow, okay. All right, climbing is...
I think that'd be athletics.
Yes. I believe.
It's athletics or acrobatics, but I think because I'm lifting my body weight, athletics makes more sense. Even though acrobatics, I have a +6.
I agree that it's athletics.
Okay. Yeah!
Wow, okay.
I'm actually using my proper skills this time and not trying to be a meat shield.
Let's cycle back. Rune?
All right. So if I presume Moth is still doing his diatribe.
Yeah.
All right. Just a very quick experiment. If I attempt to remove the book from Xavi's presence, does anything change?
The book will stop anything magical, become inert again as a mundane object. Nothing happens, nothing changes with Xavi.
But the book becomes just a book.
Yeah, just becomes the book that it was.
Interesting. And when I return it to her, I presume it goes, reconnects or whatever?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Okay.
Jacob's already picking her up. He plans on taking her back into town, and Bryn supports it.
I will ensure the book is still with her when that happens.
Okay.
Who is this halfling at the top of the stairs?
Are you asking someone or?
I'm asking the GM.
Okay.
He is holding a goblin hostage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
This is the person that almost
Good.
robbed you of your reputation.
Yeah, the reputation I
Yes.
didn't create for myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so full intention is to go and stab him in the back, but when that is appropriate.
All right. Bryn Taith, Jacob Crow, managed to get Xavi on horseback. They also leave with the Director and Salix. Whether or not they can fit 2 medium people and a small person on 2 horses remains to be seen, but it looks like they're giving it a college try. They're gone. The Growlodon also disappeared into the depths of the puddle. And Rune, what would you like to do before I get back to Moth?
I don't know if anybody has seen me yet either, because I'm super stealthy.
Moth, you can make a perception check, and you can as well, Rune, to see if you noticed, which is pretty incidental, but if you had anything else you wanted to do, Rune, before this happened.
All right. So pretty much the scene has now been reset to just us, Calmont, and
Yes.
other goblins on the ramparts.
There is, you would like to think that there's about 6 or 7 just on how many you see, but you know it's a tribe, so who knows how many goblins there are in a tribe. I doubt they even know. They might just not have numbers to
All right.
describe that. You see 6 or 7 goblins. They are all panicked, in a state of fear. They're terrified of this guy.
Well, craptastic. Has Corvid returned yet?
Yeah.
All right. Looking at my raven, were you able to find a horse at all?
You get to play yourself.
What was that?
Yes.
Was he able to find the
The
horse?
horse is on the other side of town, and there wasn't enough time to try to explain to them that, yes, we found Calmont yes, we're giving him his horse. There seemed to be some confusion, and one of the guard in town said he will take it upon himself to sort it out, but it's going to take some time because he has to walk it through town, and people are naturally suspicious that the hostage seems to be getting everything he wants.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So, Rune asks his raven that. Horwood simply responds, well, you see, it's we have been a bit of a problem. It's on the other side of town because Shorty over there decided to park it too far away. So it could take the time. At which point Rune will look back at Calmont. I'm not sure what you were hoping for, but I don't think that was it.
Moth, what are you talking about right now?
So when we were about 30, she wanted kids. At that time, I didn't know if I would be a good father or not.
I'm going to have to ask you to stop.
You wanted this.
I'm going to have to beg you to stop. Does anybody have a horse?
Oh, you want one of our horses?
I need a way out.
You can ride
why didn't you
me.
just say so?
Well, I like mine.
I want to jump out right then.
Yeah, you
stab
guys
him?
see you might not see from this angle. Moth, you see it. Actually, no, Moth, you're small. Rune, you see it. Moth, you don't. You can react if you like, but
Rune is the best reaction Rune has is to try and get to a point where he could hopefully catch oh god.
So make an initiative check. You'll have to be quicker than Modica and hope Modica understands that if you stab somebody who's holding somebody, that somebody drops.
What
would you like me to roll for
happen.
initiative?
What you talk about?
You will roll. You've seen him, so that's fine. Roll athletics if you're trying to sprint 5, 10, 15.
Could I roll acrobatics if I'm trying to leap?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be better.
Yeah, that'll put you prone, but that's a better idea. That's a good way to break a fall. And that'll be versus I wouldn't say it is stealth for initiative, so this is looking rough. Modica, go ahead and roll stealth for initiative.
Yeah.
And we'll put that as your initiative order. Yeah, you're at initiative 20. Rune, so you missed it by 1. But what do you do,
Rune?
Modica, as you approach behind this man holding the
I will stand up and say, I've got your way out right here, and throw one of my daggers at him.
Are you next to this?
I know, but my ranged is better than my melee.
And that's fair. So you throw a dagger where?
I'm going for his neck.
All right. Go ahead and make that attack.
Yeah.
So a ranged attack at 22.
We win. Yay.
You guys, you found the path. And this has been Pathfinder. That hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Damage. It's been a bit. Hang on.
Was it a knife?
It's a dagger.
Oh, so.
I'm just not sure where the thing is for rolling damage.
Oh.
Should be right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there should be a different die for damage under actions. It'll say, so you're throwing dagger.
There we go. Okay, so actions, and I want the ranged one. So 2 damage.
And it kills it, right? People only have two damages.
So 2 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's enough to do something, and that something is our halfling drops the goblin
No.
I said Warball. It's not Warball. It is Helba of the tribe Bumble Thrasher. She falls.
Fingers crossed, not to her death.
Well, Rune, you just missed it by a few feet. You could not break the fall. Let me do a secret die. Let me do a secret die roll here.
Uh-oh.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Well, she hits the ground pretty hard. It's impossible to know what the state is right now. But we can roll initiative because it seems that the situation is no longer in negotiations.
Negotiations have broken down.
Monica, your initiative is already in. Rune, you can roll a new initiative. And Moth, you can roll initiative as well.
Standard initiative or something else?
Do standard initiative.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
All right.
So slow.
Jesus.
So the halfling's up.
Oh, great. I want to,
So I meant Calmont.
oh,
Not you,
Because
halfling.
he happened to do exceptionally well on his initiative.
But
You
can he not?
bitch. He's going to pull a dagger.
yeah. Come get some.
Get it.
Attack. All right. 17 to hit, and it doesn't.
It doesn't. Can't see me.
All right. 1, 2. We're going to take another attack. That one should
Oh.
do it.
Damn.
20.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's frosty.
critical.
That hurts. Yeah, dick.
15 damage.
Oh, hi. My name is Modica. I am dead now.
Good times.
Well, wait. So your HP is 14.
Yeah.
So
Which
you're
puts you-
unconscious. You're still
You're
in
unconscious.
dying. You're in dying,
Yeah.
but you're not.
You
dead.
have hero points, so you can avoid
Yeah.
death, but I don't
Oh.
know exactly what that does. I have to check the sheet.
I'm totally using a hero point. Because I don't want to die.
Why not?
Because dying is not fun for mortals.
You learn something new every
All right,
day.
well, it's your turn, so you can attempt a flat check. And you're dying, I think you're dying 1 because you're at -1 health.
No, it's you never goes negative. It goes to 0, and because she got hit, it's at dying 1.
All right, so you're dying 1.
And their initiative now goes right before the person who smacked them down.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's where it's already set. So yeah, go ahead and roll a DC 10 plus 1.
Well, they don't have to do it now. It's at the next pass.
At the next pass, meaning the monster's turn or Modica's turn? Because it is Modica's turn now.
Modica's turn, which has shifted right before the person who took
Right
Modica
before.
down. Yeah.
I confused that for right after. Whoops.
Okay, sorry.
No, no, you're
something
fine. So
happened
that
with
was-
the Wi-Fi. So I did not hear any
So-
of the instructions.
All right. So you'll go after Moth and Rune right before Calmont. Moth, it's your turn.
Where can you ping on the map where the chieftain fell?
It would be basically adjacent to Calmont.
Okay, I'm
Right
gonna
there.
run over there and try to do. Am I proficient in anatomy? Let's see. I am not. Crappers. So I can't. Can you administer? No.
Administer first aid?
No, because I don't have a healer's tool. I will do a medicine check just to see if she is okay.
Yeah. So recall knowledge.
Yeah.
So you moved, you recall knowledge. Yeah, Helba's fine.
All right.
On the ground.
So
Conscious.
if I leave her here, she's okay.
Yeah, probably. That's what you think from 14? Yeah, why not?
Yeah. It's like humans. You got most of your organs. I can't really get more organs for you, not at this point, this juncture. So yeah, makes sense. I will then cast shield on myself. Let's see if I can drag that on my...
Brilliant.
There you go.
Rune?
So Rune would have made it up to the goblin that fell, right?
Yeah.
That's where he would have started, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking something real quick.
Yeah, and Moth will say as like these little tendrils escape from his fingers that kind of go into the goblin's ears and nose, and like he closes his eyes. She's okay.
So you have a movement, or actually no, so you did start there.
Yeah, he did start here. All right. Level 1, so few things to do.
Yep.
I know, right? Level 1.
Oh God.
I'm gonna throw my 1 at it till it dies.
The only offensive spell I've got is TK. All right, it's gonna have to be telekinetic projectile. I was hoping not to use it today. Using some of the loose unattended objects over by the crumbled stairs, Rune uses a staff to draw a series of arcane symbols in the air. A glowing light appears around the actual stones themselves and gets chucked at my target. Here's my spell.
Okay. That's a hit.
It is, but it didn't hit it didn't target. That's interesting.
It.
Oh no, it did. Okay, my bad.
Good. Modica?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you have an action. Yep.
Sorry, just question: is the halfling that fell? Are they breathing?
The goblin?
Or
Yeah.
the goblin? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Helba's breathing.
Still breathing for now.
Yeah,
Anyway, okay.
seems stable, even conscious.
And
just
it's Helva.
Helba with a B.
Helba. All right, thank you.
Yeah. And
That would be the end of my
Modica-
turn.
Okay, Modica, it's 1d10 plus 1 is your flat check. Or wait, no, it's a DC 10
It's a
plus
DC
1,
10.
and it's a flat check, so you roll a 20-sided die. DC 11.
Nope.
Well, so you don't stabilize.
All right, dying 2.
You're at dying 2.
Okay, I don't know how to
Oh,
edit that.
actually, did she get hit with a crit?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
She
so she's
did.
at dying 3 because a crit
All right.
puts 2 dying on her.
Oh, no.
Ah, shh.
Yeah.
You're not dead.
I think dying 4 is the point where you
It's
just
doomed. Yep.
you gone.
So,
Y'all, I tried.
Yeah.
Nice playing with you.
all right.
It has.
Mm. And now it's Calmont's turn.
Shit.
You know, I don't like being tricked, he says as he gets up, shrugs off the great pain dealt by Rune, grabs Modica, drags her over with a grunt, and just drapes her body close enough that it is almost about ready to fall off the edge. Draws his knife again, puts it to her throat. And then he stops. He draws a health potion and he sets it down just so gently on next to the flat surface because there's no railing here.
Yeah.
OSHA doesn't exist in this fantasy world. Imagine that. And
Yeah, I'm trying to implement it, but it's really a process.
so you would. Tell me what to do here because I will kill your friend.
Okay. You win. What do you want?
I want 2 days here, and then I want to leave because I need something from here, and I can't tell you because you're going to ruin it.
All right. Give us Modica, and you can go on your way.
Do I have your word? He's actually going to look at Rune at this point because I don't know if he trusts anything that Moth says.
What? Oh my God! I just told him about my family and everything.
Rune will look at him. An even level of disdain, staring up at Calmont. You go about your business. I presume we'll see each other again.
Not if this goes according to plan.
Oh, then I can assure we'll see each other again.
Do I have your word?
You will not be bothered while you're here.
Open
What
Modica's
about the
mouth,
goblins?
feed a full potion. He looks up behind him. You guys can't see this from the perspective and the shape of the battlements. And he says, you and you, take her down. And he actually disappears into the battlements, emerging 2 goblins who will now attempt to carry Modica down as much of the stairs as possible before trying to figure out a way to move the body.
Just
And
put her.
30 feet drop.
Just put her
I'd
anywhere.
be like, oh, save the goblins, save the goblins. I'm sorry, I wasn't save the goblins.
Yeah,
Save
you're
the goblin, save the world. Corvid, could you see if you could keep an eye on our little friend that walked away?
Corvid can. You'll see.
Don't bother him. Just watch him.
About 10 goblins. He spits some threats at them. It seems they're disheartened by the turn of events because they know that he has control over them for at least a little while longer. And he brings one over, drags them to a piece of paper, and forces the goblin to begin drawing something. It looks like a map or a document, maybe like translations. He's obviously trying to figure something out in this castle, and he's so reckless in this situation and the reputation he's built in the town that something tells you once he's figured this out, he's long gone. But for now, yeah, Modica's barely survived. Many of your friends seem to be on the edge as well. What do you guys want to do? You're trapped here. Do you...
What do you mean we're trapped
here?
here?
Modica seems fine. Well, you're trapped in a bit of a difficult situation.
Can't we leave?
You can. But are you going to let him carry this out?
Go? No.
Oh,
So,
well, I thought we gave our word.
we gave our word not to bother him. I'm not going to bother
So-
him. I'm just going to see what he's doing.
The clever goblins managed to carry a halfling woman between the two of them through a partially collapsed piece of stairwell and then fully collapsed, climbing on the rough-hewn stone wall, then on a pile of rubble. Modica is lowered. There are two goblins. They look pretty starved, pretty desperate, emotionally distraught, and sort of looking to you for guidance. Moth, they let Modica down. Modica, you're stabled now.
Okay.
And these two goblins, they also rush over to Helba.
Moth, can you check on Help and make sure they're all right? I'm going to go see what our little friend is up to.
Oh, she's already fine. I checked. That's what the tentacles
you.
in the brain was.
More detail than I needed, but that's fair. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm just gonna be
Keep Modica.
apologizing.
Keep Modica safe. I'll be back.
All right. My
Rune
tentacles
will,
come out of my hands as I move towards Modica. Just a quick checkup.
Don't you dare.
Fine. I was worried.
Rune will go to where the halfling is and not bother him, just see what he's doing.
So the halfling is still up in the battlements. If you wanted to have surveillance, you can with Corvus, but I assume you're not trying to head up there yourself.
No, he is.
Oh, you are? Okay. So how do you plan on getting up there?
That's a better question, actually. Because the stairs are torn down.
Yeah.
I've
Easier
used
for
that.
smaller creatures like goblins to climb the wall.
Yeah. And there are no other stairs or ladders up.
Looks to be the only one.
I guess I will have to keep an eye on him through my raven after all.
Yeah, I'll pull out the rope I have and toss it to Rune.
That works too. Looking up at the goblins, can you hold on to this for me and help me up?
Yes. Yes.
And he will toss the rope up and use that as leverage to get to the battlements.
This is Helba, by the way. She stands up, cracks her back.
Ugh.
Doesn't have a sword, but the armor is still on. She looks exhausted as well, and she says, "So, what's the plan?"
I don't know. I thought I was gonna be able to just kill him, but apparently he's a lot tougher than he looked.
I mean,
Are you okay?
Me? Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you know what he's looking for?
I'm afraid I do.
Can you tell me?
She'll look around out. It looks black as midnight now, and it's even colder than you thought it would get. Right about now, she says, we need to find a place to talk.
Okay, let's do that then. And I whistle for Spit and bring him over, and we, I guess, try to make a makeshift shelter or something.
Well, I mean, you could go into the Citadel if you'd like. There's also back in town, but I don't know if you wanted to be that far from this situation. There are other rooms you've explored that seem somewhat safe. Better than freezing to death.
Well, I can't take her with me to town and leave her people.
Right.
Well, I guess I'll ask. Do you want to come back to town? I don't want to leave your people here. Like,
No, I would rather freeze. There has to be somewhere we can stay in here. This place isn't too dangerous.
Moth, did you clear out a room or something that maybe should be safe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something back there that we can do, and I have flint and steel.
Okay, so let's go find a room then.
Excellent.
So, sharing the sheet now, you guys collectively, at least Moth and Rune, you'll remember a few of the rooms. I wouldn't say any of them were safe individually, but they might be safer now. The main entry had goblin dogs that have been dealt with. The southern room had that bugbear-like creature that managed to escape or hide somewhere if you want. I mean, it looks more comfortable than the cold metallic.
Well, Rune had gone up to the battlements and let the goblins use the rope to get down from the battlements. He went to go find out where the halfling disappeared to.
Right. So first I'll demask the auditorium after you come into that main gate. You guys might have remembered it from the last session. That's a great place to talk. Helba, Modica, Moth, if you want to discuss what's going on here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Rune does some recon. And actually the two small goblins will join you as well.
Aw.
Let me just... Yeah, so Rune, you're going to come... I presume you're not making an attempt to be stealthy.
That is correct. He is
Right.
simply watching, but not interfering.
You're going to head up the stairs and make a fortitude save for me first, because unprepared, catching the brunt of the winter winds out here in the mountains, it's pretty serious. So just want
Let me
you to...
check. Let me check something.
Yeah. And while you do that, I'll just say, from the view of the battlements, you'll see faint light. Had it been the daytime, you're confident you would see a great view of the Five Kings Mountains, and even maybe you could see what you make out to be some rooftops. You could see Breach Hill from here, which is weird because you don't remember seeing the Citadel from Breach Hill, which kind of gives you a sense of scale, how far away you are. You're within eyesight. You can see the town. But the Citadel is still relatively small, so maybe you just didn't see it while you're in town. Along the battlements, you see 6 bonfires shaped to just last. I mean, just stacks and stacks of wood and fire coming out. They've been burning for quite some time. You know, this has nothing to do with Calmont. They've been cooking these fires up for at least a month, and he only arrived here a couple days ago. Perhaps it had something to do with the Growlodon. You don't
That's
know.
what Rune's assuming right now. So Rune will, at least it won't necessarily fight the cold, but at least help. He's going to use prestidigitation to warm 1 pound of non-living matter, being his clothing, to at least provide a modicum amount of warmth. However, his saving throw...
That's wonderful.
Wow. All right.
Shrug it off like a champ. And as you head up, making deliberate, non-discreet steps, you come out, clearing the battlements. You see the walkway. There's a bonfire in front of you. Out to the right, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 10 pairs of eyes, red eyes, looking at you from... It almost looks like inches off the ground because they're so small, and especially from so far away. And that they're cowering sort of in a corner. They look terrified, which is weird because you don't remember hearing so much about this side of goblins when you're studying them. They're made out to be like miniature orcs, and you just don't see that, at least with this tribe. And then as you look to your left, you see Calmont. He's got his weapon out, but he's not pointing it at anybody, and he's yelling and cursing at a goblin beside him as the goblin meticulously, by the light of this bonfire, is sketching out. You can see it now, it's a map. What are you going to do?
I presume he's yelling at the goblin in Goblinoid?
It's a mix. His Goblinoid is trash, so it's a mix of Goblin and Common.
Okay. You know, typically you'll get more out of honey than poison, right?
Look, we had an agreement.
I'm not bothering you. I'm not interfering, pardon me. I'm not interfering with your work. I'm simply telling you, you'd probably get more out of them if you simply asked what you wanted without necessarily threatening them.
Well, don't
What do
you
you
just know everything?
No, not quite. Well, a lot. Quite a bit. But that's beside the point. What we really need to figure out is, why are you willing to go to such lengths to come here during a completely separate attack to get this, whatever it is? Either it's worth your life, which means you probably owe somebody something, or it's a vast amount of treasure that will solve whatever problems you may have. Now, I'm not asking you to tell me because honestly I doubt you will. But maybe I can help you get what you want from these people so you can move along.
You seem like the academic type.
Whatever gave you that idea?
Tell me, do you know about an elf gate?
An elf gate?
Yes.
Um,
Surely someone of your background would know. You can make a check for me.
like I said, GM, do I know about an elf gate?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Recalling knowledge. I think this is an Arcana check. It seems very much an Arcana check. Go ahead and make an Arcana
The
check.
Arcana. I have Lore Academia, if that works.
Ooh, I like that one better.
Okay.
Yeah, just because it's more specific.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. You'll recall a little bit. An elf gate. Sounds like portal magic. Not that anybody actually really uses portals, especially not ancient portals. That's not much of a thing as far as you know, because you could create a steady portal. Why would we build roads anymore? That's part of the academic side, is that the logistics of having a portal would quickly turn an entire economy in about a heartbeat. So even if there were portals, people aren't really hiding them. They're just too valuable. It's hotly debated, though. A lot of people think that maybe these Elfgate portals do exist. Super vague, but almost sounds like it's conspiracy theory to you.
So, elf gates. I remember some of the ancient elven civilizations leveraging fairly regularly, but they became out of favor simply due to their abuse. Oftentimes they were a bit unreliable. Nowadays, people are just wary of using them for pick your fear, really. Not to mention the logistics of them are a bit off, I would say. What do you know about them? Or are you willing to tell me that?
I don't think I am.
All right, that's fair.
Just want you to know that I believe this citadel is quite serendipitous, built atop something quite important, and the day I can get my hands on it is the day I no longer have to work at that dusty old bookshop in town.
You worked at the bookshop?
Oh, probably not the one you're thinking of. You can make a check, actually. Moth, you didn't hear it. That would have been good. You make a check. Make a society check. To recall bookshops in town.
Yeah, probably not.
He's gonna
I just got to town. I don't know of many.
Well, that's fine, isn't it? And he's gonna pick up this map, piece of paper. I want you to leave me alone now.
Well, that wasn't necessarily part of the agreement, but I won't interfere with you. So what you're saying is this place is resting on some kind of gate.
I've said too much.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Not going to be the evil villain that reveals his plan, like the storybooks always do?
You know, one day they're not going to think of me as a villain.
So that's my question, Calmont. Are you a good person or a bad person? I mean, look at the past, 2 days? You've framed an ally of mine, hurt the people here in this fortification, in the Citadel? Is this what you intended with your life?
So this might change his attitude if you make a skill check.
What skill check would you like?
You can do, if it's called diplomacy in this edition, that's what I want.
Okay.
Or you could just gaslight him and go with intimidation, but that's probably more risky.
Got a 21 on that diplomacy check.
Okay. Looks good. Noted.
My point is, Calmont, you've done a lot of damage today, and I understand you're trying to figure something out to make your life better. But the wake you left behind, people will be following you. I can guarantee I'll be one of them. And I get it. You think your plan is top-notch. Maybe even foolproof. But come on. You and I both know. Plans are never foolproof.
He's going to put a dagger to one of his temples, clutched in his hand, and the map is in the other. And he steps to the side, beside this goblin. He's about 10 feet away from you. It's about five or so feet between you two. And he looking down. It's so dark out here. If you're not in the sharp light of the bonfire, you really can't see much. You just see a silhouette of a short man who looks very troubled. And the wind's blowing, so you're just about shouting. And without even looking back up at you, he says, "It wasn't supposed to get this bad. But I need to ask you a last time to leave me alone."
All right, Calmont. Is this the path you want to choose?
I don't have a choice anymore.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. There's a series of choices that you made to get to this point, this very moment. And you do have one choice left. Magic teaches you these things, the decisions that people make, the winds of change and chaos. It's a very interesting thing, magic. It lets you pull at that chaos just a little bit, tweak it, make it do something you didn't intend. But it also gives you an enlightenment into the choices people make, and how a series of choices led to a halfling running out to a citadel because he believed that there was something here that could change his life. And that feeling was so powerful that he hurt anyone who got in his way. But now he stands here. One more choice to make. So how's your story going to go, Calmont?
Can't face justice. Can't go back to town.
So this is your story then? Because this will make you the villain.
Make a diplomacy check for me.
I need to lie more often. I'm better at that. Oh, God.
Heck yeah, you are.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
So that's a crit success.
That
Okay.
that it was
All right.
unexpected.
I'm so sad that Moth isn't there to see it.
All right, we're gonna cut away actually. Moth, Modica, 2 goblins, and Helba over here. If you see the picture, Helba says, "Look, maybe you won't understand this. This citadel was ours for months and months. We didn't have trouble. Of course, there are beasties here and there, but you just know when to look out for them and leave them alone. It's like its own little system in here, but not until those things came.
What things?
Those dragon dogs, those beasts, those
She has my
land
full
lizards,
attention.
great things. They're still out there. They're down there. Other things, they came and ravaged us. They came from below.
Hmm.
Well,
Does it sound at all familiar to me yet?
It might to Moth. She's obviously referring to the Growlodons, in part.
Hmm.
Part of that.
I remember those.
We've been stuck up in the battlements for at least a month. These things were hounding us. We had no idea what to do.
How did you come to be here in the first place?
Oh, well,
Like in the fortress?
we're goblins. We're resourceful. We saw a house and we occupied it. We've never had trouble with that, not in 1,000 years.
I'm just wondering if you like tunneled in or something. It maybe another creature saw an opportunity.
Oh, well, other creatures dwell here, but we coexist. It wasn't until the new creatures came from deep below, where we reside, that forced us up.
Hmm.
How long ago did they start showing up?
Well, there's no way to keep track, but that was the beginning of all of this, more than a month ago.
Okay. Well, do you know what that I say a couple of curse words in halfling. Calmont is doing.
Who is Calmont? Is that the boy?
The one who is my size, yes.
The halfling.
He's not a boy.
He's a man-child.
He acts like a boy, and maybe the twisted thing about this is I'm the tribe leader. It's my job to tell the Bumble Brashers when we're safe, and I thought we were safe. The day Calmont came barging in, he snuck right past the Growlodons, didn't give any fuss, and came up here like a savior, and then he took us hostage. He's looking for something. We don't know what he's even talking about. He's a madman, and we couldn't give him what he wanted, and then he started killing us.
I understand.
Killing you.
But he has nothing to do with what happened with these beasts from below. No telling where they came from, and it was like like cultists. They call themselves...
Let me...
what did they call themselves? The Cinder Claws. Yes, the Cinder Claws.
Cinder Claws. Okay. Tell me, how are your people at battle tactics? Because there are many of you.
We're a band of outcasts, to tell you the truth. We're the ones that don't want to fight. I see goblins, they just want to eat and kill everything they see. Maybe that's just a stereotype, but we are exceptionally reasonable. We don't know how to stand up for ourselves. Otherwise, this Calmont would be a skeleton by now. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe this way of life isn't for us. Maybe we should go back to pillaging.
No. You are unique in your way of life, and it is admirable what you are doing here, and the fact that you all are showing much more compassion than one of my supposed kinsmen is a good thing. I mean, it's not good that he's there, but I have an idea, because there are so many of all of us and only one of him. Have you ever seen a swarm of locusts descend upon a field?
I can't say I have.
What kind of creatures scavenge in the tunnels? Like rats and things?
Like humans at a buffet.
Plenty of things in the Chitterwood.
Yes.
Plague?
We must become the plague in order to destroy him. One-on-one, he is too powerful. But with many working as one against him, we stand a chance. Unfortunately, there is risk involved, and I understand not wanting to put your people at risk. But for the greater safety of your people, maybe that risk is worth it.
Helba will look at her two constituents. The goblins. They seem bolder now, standing, which feels like a whole foot taller in some temporary bout of confidence. And she stands up. You guys are sitting on a couple of rows of pews, just kind of looking in odd directions to make eye contact. But she'll get up. She'll say, "Thank you. Let's go confront him."
Really? Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. I have to be quiet though, because my mom's asleep. So,
Modica, you do realize you might die.
I almost died already once today. What's
you're
another
okay.
time? Yeah, that's fine. It's actually a lot easier than being hero worshipped. I had to block the door to the inn where we were staying because people were trying to find me. It was crazy. I don't like it.
Humanity is disgusting in so many ways.
Humans are weird. Humans are very weird.
Halflings too. I include you among that.
Thank you, I think.
So,
Anyway.
Modica's plan is to get him.
Well, to swarm him,
Well, we
everyone
still
should be.
We still don't have a way up there.
Well, there's rope, and if
Not a lot of rope. He can cut the rope and send us all plummeting.
Well, it doesn't. We don't need to all go up at the same time. He's in this one area.
So we hope to stealth up to him.
Right.
All right.
Grab whatever weapons you could find. Use stones if you have to. Stones are nice and dense. They crush skulls. You all deserve to have a place that you can call home, where you can feel safe.
Perhaps if we can push him into the courtyard, these dragon monsters, they could eat him.
That would be something. Also, I would love to see these dragon monsters. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. I did say that. Anyway. Okay, so how do we lure him out then?
Let's see what we can do. And she's going to get up and head north on your part of the map towards this courtyard. Cut away. Calmont is going to start walking towards you, Rune, and then past you.
No follow.
Yeah, you follow him. It gets cut short. He's standing on the edge, sort of looking down. He looks over at his feet. It is just howling wind. His cheeks are red because some halflings tend to be so pale that any weather just makes them look absolutely disturbed. And he's going to pick up that glass bottle that was emptied. He's going to pick it up and drop it, and it shatters in the middle of the courtyard. And you look in, and the reflection of the fire on this small puddle warps as you see the silhouette of the Growlodon head out. Courtyard's empty right now. Whatever caused the Growlodon to lose interest for a while has reasonably worn off, and this thing is hungry again. And it comes out and starts moving towards the glass bottle. Calmont's going to call out behind him towards you, and he says, I don't think I'm ready to be turned in.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to take my chances.
With that thing?
I might make it.
You're going to take it on. This is a bit of a different story than I was expecting.
Well, maybe I'll just let him eat me.
I don't think that's true either. What are you after, Calmont?
I'm not ready to spend the rest of my life in a prison.
All right, that's fair. You ever consider something can be worked out? Admittedly, I would say it's a bit difficult at this point, but, anything's possible. Listen, for whatever it's worth, if you go after that thing, I can honestly say I will probably try and either stop you or help you stop it, because it's going to continue eating the people around here. And I can't really have that.
Well then, sir, in your infinite human wisdom, tell me, what do you think I'm supposed to do? Come all this way, you think I'm going to give
wisdom. Up? Wow, you give me a lot of credit. I didn't know I'd made such an impression on you so soon. Well, I think you should just stop whatever it is you're trying to do. I think you should turn yourself in. I would certainly speak on your behalf if that would...
Make a diplomacy check. This one is important.
Diplomacy. Oh no.
You don't walk for doing the things that I've done. Cheers. And he's actually just going to walk backwards off the ledge.
Rune will run to the ledge and watch what happens next. I mean, he's ready to throw down if this little dude's gonna try and get himself killed.
Are you trying to catch him, or are you just trying to let him? Just trying to see what happens?
I don't think I could catch him, to be completely honest. But I mean, I can try.
Yeah, you can make a reflex save.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to give that a shot. Yeah. No, I doubt it.
Yeah. You jump forward. He lands on the ground. He actually manages it pretty well, and he makes a roll. Lets out a scream, though. He's probably shattered his ankle. And this thing, the nastiest predators of the semi-supernatural type, they tend to be pretty ominous when they know that their prey is helpless. They take their sweet time, and this Growlodon is just inching closer. Not that this thing possesses the capability of smiling, but it seems like he's got a big grin on his face as he heads towards this easy meal. Moth, Helba, Modica, 2 goblins. You see this, actually, as you open the gates.
They may hear Rune yell out, "No!"
Yeah, and as you look over, sure enough, Growlodon headed towards this adversary of yours. Does it look like a problem that's solving itself, or what do you guys make of this?
I'm just like, oh, sweet. You don't have to do anything, and no goblins have to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
And you, Moth?
I'm gonna run in front of the small halfling.
You're running in front of Calmont.
Hey.
Yep.
Rune will also be preparing a spell.
Oh my god, you guys are dumb.
All right.
I'm gonna help him up.
We're gonna do another initiative round. I'm gonna roll initiative for everybody, but we can redo it if you guys had some other way to use initiative in mind. Modica, you can use stealth for initiative if you don't plan on engaging right now.
That's definitely what I'm doing, and I'm going to try to show the goblins to do the same.
Rune, are you preparing a spell?
Yes, he is preparing yet again telekinetic projectile, because that is the only offensive spell he has ready.
Okay, let's use a spell-related initiative roll. You can make let's use Arcana this time.
All right.
See how quick you can get the spell out. Yeah.
Not too bad.
I think we'll do that. So I'm just going to drag that value to your initiative. Initiative, skill based on. All right. So first up, Moth. Go ahead and make your movement.
All right. Do. 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Yeah, I'll cast shield on myself. That's it.
All right. And the halfling is in no position to move normally, but we can get 5, 10, 15 feet of movement as Calmont attempts to limp around you, Moth.
My initiative doesn't appear to be right.
Oh,
This trying to limp around me.
Oh, it won't adjust that way. Okay, whoops. So you're at 22. You'll be right after the Growlodon. Yeah, the halfling makes 2 movements to get around you. And this Growlodon, the yelling happened. Some people started moving. Growlodon is not taking its sweet time anymore, and lunges over, latches onto Calmont, grabs onto the strong leg. He has nothing to support him anymore. He falls to the ground and starts shrieking. Blood gushing from the leg immediately. Things are moving. Now, Rune, it's your turn.
Rune will again yell out, slamming his staff on the ground, causing the telekinetic projectile arcane symbols to appear. At which point, rubble from the fallen stairs just flings itself at the creature.
Yeah, so the Growlodon is taking an attack from the north. Is that rubble?
That is correct.
Hits him like shrapnel. Okay. You can do your thing.
Oh no! Worst spellcaster ever.
Level 1.
Oh.
Level 1.
Ian,
Yes.
I hate level 1.
Yeah, level 1's great. And
Let's stay forever.
Modica.
I'll punch you.
What? I am going to observe the creature for any weak points.
So that's gonna be a knowledge nature check.
Can I use my dragon lore?
You
No?
absolutely can.
Aww.
100%.
Aww.
Way to go using these lore
Well,
skills.
that's better than nothing.
Untrained?
I saw it's a
Why is
12.
that untrained? That would be.
I don't know. Because that should like be expert level.
Take that as. I think it should be trained. No matter. You know
Is it
this
because
to
I
be.
still have the dying thing, or I still have dying 3 effect on me?
No, that
that.
shouldn't do it. But I will clear that for you.
Yeah, you're at doomed 1 now.
The Growlodon. You're looking for weaknesses. Well, you know it's immune to paralyzed, and it is immune to sleep. It has no weaknesses that you're aware of, and it's particularly hardy compared to you guys. It does speak Draconic, but you don't remember if it can
speak Draconic.
speak Draconic or if it can only hear Draconic, and you don't know if it can read Draconic. But
Okay.
yeah,
Cool. So I've looked at it, and I'll say in Draconic, yeah, get him,
all right.
because I'm not nice.
Yep. Moth.
Mothman. This is tough. This is tough. Concerning what to do. What to do. Everyone's dying. Maybe a chill touch. I'll chill touch it.
Okay.
Hold on. Plop.
Good.
Oh, no, it's saved. So. Oh, God. I'll pop up over here. That's the end of my turn.
All right, Calmont is not so brave in confronting the void now that the pain has hit, so he's going to pull out his dagger and attack just at the jaw to try to free his leg, because this is proven unpleasant. That is a hit. All right. And now the Growlodon is going to make a counter response towards this poor, not so poor halfling. And it's a miss. Rune, what would you like to do?
Rune, hearing Modica yell out in Draconic, recalling that this thing actually can understand it, will be yelling at it to let him go!
It's an intimidate check.
While also casting a spell. Can I do both?
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, demoralize is one action, so yeah.
There's my intimidate. Ooh, I'm actually pretty good at that.
It was the voice.
Oh, yeah. Not too bad.
All right, the Growlodon releases the grip and has to use relatively weak alligator-like forearms to lift up to even look at you, because the range isn't very good, and you're quite high up. And it's just expressionless. Like,
At which point I will fling a thing at it.
all right.
Again, he will point his staff at one of the pieces of rubble, causing the arcane runes to appear again and fling a piece of stone at it. Maybe hitting it? I don't know.
That's a hit.
Oh, good. Oh, it is, isn't it? Helps to actually read.
Yep, smacks it across the face, hitting it right in the left eye, and it lets out a terrifying growl. Starts scratching the dirt and patchy frozen grass. Modica.
I am going to whisper to Halberd. Is that her name?
Helba.
Helba. I'm going to whisper to Helba, get your people to higher ground. We'll go from there. And I will basically keep watch while they do that.
Higher ground.
Like maybe they can climb or something. Do I have anything in my inventory to help with that? I have a grappling hook. So I give her the grappling.
Wonderful. Okay, yes, that's great. All right, they're immediately going to move. They'll just be doing everything on your turn.
Yep.
They head across. She throws a grappling hook. It catches on the battlement, and it looks like they're immediately trying to get height. Headed up to their friends that they need to rescue. Moth.
Alrighty. 20. I'm going to take a stride action, go over to Calmont and start dragging him away. I believe it's like half movement.
All right. So what are you doing?
Dragging him where I'm at right now. Using
All right.
my remaining 2 actions.
Excellent. Yeah, trail of blood, but it works.
Yeah.
And all right, so Calmont is now going to get up. Thank you. And he's going to head into the castle.
Oh God.
He's traveling at half speed because he's got one bum leg.
Aww.
You know, he must be just destroying right now, walking on a broken ankle. It's fine. It's all right. It just becomes crawling, but he'll move just enough to disappear into the castle. And now the Growlodon. Growlodon is going to attack you, Moth. you took. Oh no. Let's do movement. Make sure I'm doing this right. Let's see, 5, 10. Yep, 1 movement, and now it's time for an attack. 18 hits.
Ouch.
Oh man. So this is a jaw attack. This Growlodon latches on. You got so lucky, and you're taking 5 piercing damage.
My plants.
Thanks. Your bark is worse than his bite. And Rune, it's your turn.
Rune still very much annoyed at the situation and realizing that that little bugger still managed to get away.
He's very good.
Now that the beast is close to the rubble,
Yep.
lifting his staff up like a hammer, a piece of rock floats up. As he swings down with the staff, the rock slams down onto the creature. For
Excellent.
some damage.
Well, wouldn't you know it? This shockwave, you said, reverberates up in the crumbling battlements because it was actually a large wall that collapsed as well as just the stairs. Now that you're thinking about it, the other Growlodon that's buried in the rubble must have caused this breakage by trying to climb up these stairs, if the stories make sense, but it's not time to think about that. More of this wall and part of the crumbling tower, mini tower in the battlements above, falls, and it looks like it has done enough, and Growlodon isn't moving anymore. Great big pile, it's barely even twitching.
I want to go over to it.
I'll chase
Oh.
after Calmont.
Okay, so as the goblins make their way up the battlements, Modica, you'll realize the Growlodon is dead. And Moth, so you come in, you don't know which direction Calmont went.
I'll go left.
No idea. You're gonna go, okay, well, hold on. I'm not, yeah, we'll get back to you. Rune? You see the goblins come up, by the way. Elba, 2 assistants, they come up the battlements and start gathering these goblins. At least a dozen or more.
Rune will at least help whoever he can up, making sure that they're all right.
I'm going to look up incredulously at Rune and say in Draconic, since clearly he understands, what the hell? I thought we were going to end this guy.
Scenarios change. He responds in Draconic.
I will examine the body of the Growlodon.
Well,
'Cause I want to study it.
no pile of treasure underneath this dragon.
Oh, I don't
Just
want
No
treasure.
ass
blood and
penny.
stone. You're looking at
Looking at its eyes.
a
Its
giant lizard. I mean, no wings. It's almost a stretch to call it a dragon, but by blood it is, so you have to honor it. It reminds me of an alligator, honestly.
Sweet. I'd make a note to get some vials of blood for later.
Bizarre slitted eyes.
Right.
Yeah, let me get you an
I want
image.
those eyes.
That's what this thing looks like.
Yeah. I want those eyes. I want some scales. I want a claw.
One eye's pretty much shattered from the debris
Great. Well, I'm
hitting
gonna
it. But yeah, the other eye.
I'll take the other one.
Dragon eye. Go ahead and add a dragon eye to your inventory. Some scales. Rune, what do you want to do?
Well, once he's ensured that the goblins have found some safety, is Helba?
Yeah, Helba's up there on the battlements.
He'll look to Helba. Is everyone all right?
The ones that made it, yeah, I think so.
How many of these creatures were here? Did you just see 2?
They only had 2. The cultists.
The cultists? I'll want to ask you about that later.
Of course.
All right. The creatures then appear to be taken care of. Do you have someplace warm to stay tonight?
I don't think the cultists can reach us. I think they're stuck down there. We'll be fine up here.
All right. Are the cultists still here?
Deep below.
Really?
Seems you have something to learn about what happened here. I never got the chance to tell you. All that matters is that you take care of what's below. The stairway.
Are they after this elf gate?
We don't know anything about an elf gate. Perhaps that's where the cultists came from. They emerged from below us. They didn't come from the surface. I don't know. They called themselves the Cinder Claws.
Does that name mean anything to Rune?
Nope.
Cinder Claws. Dragon worshippers, I would imagine.
It seemed that way. The way they hiss at us.
All right. Gather what people you can. Find someplace warm and safe to stay tonight. I will likely still be here. I'm not sure about my compatriots, but we'll figure out something. Fair?
Fair. We'll be fine here, but we need food.
Well, Rune will pull out some of his rations.
Can I say that I heard this? Because
yes, you've heard some of it.
I would wave down and be like, dragon meat's pretty good and will make you strong. Just saying.
You have the tools to get the meat?
Of course they have the tools to get the meat.
All right.
They're resourceful. They're not like invalids.
Well, that certainly wasn't what I was implying. Moth, make a survival check if you're trying to track the direction that Calmont went.
All right.
You've got no idea.
Oh.
Actually, wait, you do.
Yay.
You go left, and then you notice a door open on the right, freshly open. You see there's a bit of loose dust. As you head out, it looks like a crumbling corner of the Citadel, leading actually to the outside. Looks to be the way he went. He left the Citadel. You don't know where he went.
Can I figure out his tracks?
Yeah, I mean, you can make me another survival check if you're trying to track his
oh yeah,
footsteps in the dirt. It's very cold, and the ground is not. Yeah, yes.
There's a trail of blood.
Good job. So there's a trail, and there's a clearing between where the Citadel meets part of a mountain. You guys are in the Five Peaks mountain region of Isger, and you spot a hidden entrance. Just a weird little shack door. Looks like it leads into a cave.
I'll go in.
You're just going straight in.
Yeah, I'll drop pieces of chalk as kind of like a candy.
So you don't understand how chalk works, and that's good. All right. Very well. Okay, you're headed just straight down into the cave.
Yeah.
Let's cut to Modica. Are you good at cooking?
I'm decent at cooking.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm on my own a lot, so, and plus I'm a halfling, and like that's one of the first things that they teach you when you're doing things and stuff is how to cook. So I feel like that would be maybe a survival check.
It is survival. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
All right.
I teach the goblins the finer parts of seasoning because I never leave home without my little box of herbs.
So, yeah, build a great fire in the middle of this courtyard and roast some dragon. 24 goblins lower themselves from the ropes left by a couple of the braver goblins. And Rune, I take it you're probably going to head down on those ropes as well.
He will, but only after he checks to see if Calmont left the map that he was waiting for.
He didn't.
Okay.
Calmont is a clever idiot.
Yes, he is. The goblin that he had making it, am I able to find them?
You're gonna have to recall knowledge because maybe, well, or you could just ask. Yeah.
All right.
Although,
So with Helba, I'm always afraid I'm mispronouncing it. With Helba, go to that very goblin and ask them to recreate that map if they could.
yeah. So, scraggly looking goblin. Yeah. He's got goggles on. Reaches his hand out for a piece of paper.
Yep.
Okay. Starts to draw using a piece of coal.
What is this map to or
Clears
for?
off a flat surface. Helba's gonna say, this was our home below. We didn't live up here. It's too dangerous. Can't live in castles. But we found a nice spot underground. If you knew where to go and knew not to upset the locals, everything was okay. And then the Cinderclaws showed up with their tasty dragon monster, and everything turned
Went
sour.
down.
But this is the map we've been using, and the goblin actually sketches a map here to deliver. Second. So this is
What is this?
what he sketched.
That's brilliant.
They sketched this.
No,
No.
somebody on the Paizo forums sketched it, and I love them very much, and I'm very happy for them. But this is the Citadel below,
This is ridiculous.
as they know it. Moth invented ridiculousness. This
What?
is just a contribution.
I don't draw cats. I draw the line. Wait, what does this mean?
No.
I'm
What is
actually
the-
pretty sure that's a bear.
What does the cat mean?
The
I think it's a
goblin looks
bear.
up to Rune and nods. It is a bear.
What? Wait, did I go up there?
You don't know where Moth doesn't know where Moth went.
Oh my god. I am going to use our prescribed curse words to describe how I feel, which is fuck.
Right. So, this is the map he gave Calmont. This is all we know about the keep below, but
Huh. How do you get here?
well, there used to be stairs. You see, pull the map. Cross-reference real quick. I think it is.
Mitchell, what are you calling a liger now? I mean, seriously, man.
What do you mean?
What's a liger? What are you calling a liger?
A liger
Oh.
is a mix between
I know what a liger is.
that weird drawing I saw.
It is a bear.
You know, it has to be a liger.
As a matter of fact, it looks like a stuffed teddy bear.
Yes, goblins love teddy bears.
I'm fairly certain there is not a stuffed teddy bear unless it's magical and has sharp teeth.
That sounds awesome. I must
All
have
right,
this magic.
Goblin will take the piece of coal. The one who draws is not the one who talks. He just wears goggles and he draws. He's pretty much a mute. Circles part on the map. Helba says, "That is there." She points to the pile of rubble that was once a staircase. You guys pretty much all realize now at this point that the stairs that go up also went down below the ground, but when the upper staircase collapsed, it also clogged the hole. Part of it that there's a massive growlodon also clogging it, but one way or another, it's about blocked up, unless you could figure out a way to get in there.
I think,
Goblin says, but we don't use this.
I think, Rune, that we might need to request help, or at least wait until our companions are well enough to come with us. I don't think this is something that we can do alone.
I completely agree with you. Which begs the question, where's Moth?
Always begs that question.
I thought you were watching him.
He has proven that watching him is pointless.
Where's Corvus?
Where's Corvus?
Or is either flying about or on Rune's shoulder.
Yeah, because if yes,
Wasn't Corvus supposed to be watching that guy?
Well,
Calmont?
up until the point that Rune got involved. Yeah. However, it is worth asking, did Corvus see where Moth disappeared to?
perception check
All right.
from Corvus. The goblin will draw another spot on the map. Another circle. Helba says, "This is where we come from. We don't take these stairs. We have nothing to do. We didn't need to access the courtyard, but here." And she taps on the skull on the southern part of the map. And you'll notice now, by the way, there's a bonfire, lights illuminating from the center, and the distress signals are still on, but they seem to be dying down now that they're not being tended to. Helba says, "This is where they came from. The cultists. Everything was fine until they arrived. We don't know what's down there, but that's where they came
All
from."
right, so I want to make sure I understood how this worked. You lot stayed underneath the Citadel.
It is our home.
All right. And you would use the Citadel as a way to communicate with their surrounding towns and villages.
Yes.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I understand how this community was working. And these cultists appeared out of nowhere from the southern end of this map and invaded your space, bringing
drove
along
south.
the... What were those creatures called again?
Growlodons.
Growlodons?
Growlodon. Yeah, that's Modica and Shavi will refer to them as Growlodons, probably Growlodon, but the goblins are exclusively referring to them as
Dragon dogs?
dragon dogs or dragon monsters. Yes.
Gotcha. So the cultists brought the dragon dogs with them, and began to lay waste to your citadel and your people and whatnot. The stairs collapsed, locking those of you who were still down there, and some of you were able to escape up here. Is that right? All right. And then out of nowhere, Calmont arrives. That sound about right? Okay, I think I see how this is panning out now. So Rune looking at Modica and the rest of the goblins there.
I have since gotten spit and started feeding him as well. My big purple mount dog.
So Rune will look at everyone and say, so Calmont was here because he believed that there is an elf gate underneath this place. For those of you who don't know what an elf gate is, it's a portal, a transportation portal. They're not usually used too often, and wherever this citadel came from apparently may house one. He believes it will lead him to some great treasure, or at the very least, the portal in and of itself is worth something. And so he decided to tread down this path to get to it. I thought I had convinced him to not do so, and he attempted to, what I thought, kill himself. Unfortunately, like all good and decent individuals, I was fooled. So, the little bugger got away, which is unfortunate. But that's where we're at now, and we are missing a moth. Did Corvid see where Moth went? We got a 24 on the check.
24, yeah.
All right. Corvid will just sort of hop on the ground. The little plant bugger crawled under the wall.
Can you follow him and tell him to come back?
You will already disappeared into...
You want me to follow the little plant monster thing that scares me?
Just to tell him to come back, and then you come back. If that's all right with Rune.
Corvid will meekly, clearly trying to beg Rune not to let him go, but Rune will just nod, and Corvid will bow and fly away to go hunt down Moth.
What does Corvid eat?
Oh, anything really. Usual ravens things. He really doesn't need to eat, but he likes to chew on things every now and again.
I'll save some dragon meat for him as an apology.
All right.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Well, Corvid, you managed to catch Moth in time as he approaches this shack gate, opens it to head into what looks like a natural cavern. You can talk to him right now if you'd like.
So Corvid will just sort of peck at the skull. Hello? Are you in there? Hello?
What?
Oh, God, don't talk like that, please. Pick a different voice.
I'm hunting.
Try again.
I'm hunting.
What? Don't hunt alone. They want you to come back.
Catch up.
They want you to come back, you creepy little bugger.
I'm gonna lose the trail.
Yeah, well, there's more down there than you can probably handle. I understand you like to eat things, and you probably think you're all big and bad and whatnot. But what happens if you die, huh?
My spirit lives on.
Well, that's fantastic. Do you still get to do things in spirit form, or you just get to float around?
Yes.
So you just get to float around and do things?
Yes.
Do you get to kill things?
Yes.
Spirits can't kill things. You're lying.
You don't know what I am.
You don't know what I am.
You're a fucking bird.
You're a fucking plant.
Moth will come back.
That's what got him. I mean, that's... It's called a plant. That's...
It's like, wait a minute,
Offensive.
I am a plant. The fuck? Yeah, Moth will come back.
Rune, Modica, you'll notice as Moth returns, the way he came out sort of into this light, there's a circle around you. 24 goblins are listening, waiting for a plan of action or something, some direction. They're all eating, of course. That's part of why they're gathered here, but they certainly look a lot less cowardly than when they were being taken hostage. Food has a lot to do with it, though. This map,
do that again? Where
you definitely did. Helba says, but we don't use these stairs. We have no business in this castle. We leave through an entrance, a secret cavern entrance built below the Citadel.
Oh, would it be just outside the walls then?
Yes.
Oh, good.
You know.
Good on you. Moth found it.
I don't know anything about an elf gate, but there are crypts below. Crypts we were far too afraid to explore. Maybe, perhaps, that's where they came from. Helba says.
It is very likely that's where they came from. All right. So is this all that are left of you up here?
Yes.
All right, that's fine. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to rest. We're going to have some food. Keep everyone warm. Tomorrow morning, after we've had a chance to get our wits about us, are you and yours willing to take us down into these caverns?
It's the least we can do. We owe it to you.
Fair enough. We will attempt to get our compatriots back. I feel that we are going to need their assistance. At the very least, I think Shavi and her book might have something to do with this Cinderclaw group. At any rate, is everyone good with resting tonight?
Yeah.
Moth, are you okay?
I could probably.
Yeah, I can.
What was that, Modica?
I can probably rest until first light, and then me and Spit can go back to the city, because when we crossed paths, Shavi looked in rough shape. So, having an inkling, it has to do with the book, and I've been studying the book, as you well know. So, maybe I can help.
Yeah, the book was acting strange. It had seemed to have formed a link with her after the dragon dog bit her. They had some sort of paralytic agent, I think.
One should not be opening books.
I agree.
I understand that you would rather that things be written down on stone or not at all, but that's just the way things are here. So, anyway.
It is something to note that when I attempted to take the book away from her to secure it, it deactivated. I would not recommend doing so while she is unconscious. There is some sort of connection between the two of them.
Interesting.
Agreed.
Okay.
I hope you understand my very pointed statement, Modica.
What? We need her. I'm not gonna take it and leave her for dead or whatever. That's awful. I only borrowed it.
I will go ahead and send Corvid with you just to help spread the word to our compatriots in town.
And Corbett, you can sit on my shoulder.
And you're going now at night?
No, I was gonna go at first light.
First light, okay. You guys will hear commotion in one corner. A revered, maybe the oldest of all of the goblins here, drawing something in the ground and casting what looks like really minor magic, and then speaking in Goblin. whispering to some of the other stronger members. They look frightened. I don't know, how many of you speak Goblin?
I don't think
I was going to say.
Yeah, Rune will look to Helba.
The bitter cold is coming. We can't stay here. Even the fire.
Is there anywhere inside that can hold us?
We haven't explored the upper Citadel until we had to. But we must find shelter.
That's fair.
Let's find shelter inside and set up a watch so that if anything comes, and there are plenty of us, so if anything comes, then somebody can set the alarm.
When we were traipsing through the inside of the Citadel before, did we find rooms?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Did we find rooms?
When you were, which part of the Citadel?
Well, when we'd first gotten here, we had explored some parts of this inside of the Citadel.
Yeah, so the ones that you got to see were the ones that I already showed.
And were any of those viable?
Well, one of them is an auditorium right next to a metal gate, so cold air is constantly blowing in. It's supposed to be used in the summer for lectures because the courtyard is shaded. And then the other room was the one that the creature was in that sacked Moth. And then there's also the entryway, but that one also seems cold.
What about the room that we had fought the creature in?
Well, it has a bunch of beds, but who's to know what else is in there? Additionally, you could also explore north into the upper parts of the Citadel.
All right. Rune will suggest that we go to the room that held the beds. We could at least get some warmth there and be shielded from most of the wind. Without taking time to explore the rest of the Citadel, I think that might be the best bet for now.
Very well.
And Modica, you were saying something?
Oh, just that I do actually understand Goblin.
Okay, so you've heard that. They're all just worried about the solid water that's about to fall out of the sky.
So looking at Helba, and then gesturing over to the old goblin, was that primal magic they were calling on?
Seems to be. It's the only magic we know.
Really? I would love to speak to them about it at some point, if at all possible.
Then you should speak to our druid.
Excellent. Thank you. But now, though, rest.
Yeah, so you'll head south, over to the south gate. Moth, are you going with them?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Feel free to control your characters, because as you come down this gate, which has already been opened, I'm pretty sure, you have a bunch of goblins on your, behind you. You can move through the auditorium into the room with the beds, or through that hallway. It doesn't matter.
I'm going down here. Stealth.
When Rune cuts around this corner down here, is there anything by the table?
Oh yeah. So let me reveal. So you just see a bunch of bedrooms.
All right, that works.
They look like they've all been all torn up and cut about. Goblins are following you. Just because that's what they assume that you'd want them to do.
Mm-hmm. Are we fairly protected from the wind here?
Yeah.
All right.
First thing Helbo will do, we'll shut those double doors that say looks busted open, and order the goblins to actually start untangling this mess of beds to see if there's some semblance of comfort to be made.
Fireplace in this room?
There's not, but
okay.
One can be made.
I don't want to smoke us out.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough.
Oh, I can gather a couple of goblins to get some of the coals from the fire that we made in the courtyard. I'm sure we've got like
Very smart.
tongs or something. Like we can probably find some pots or whatever, and just gather up the coals and then bring the coals into the room.
Excellent plan.
As you head out, you head towards that auditorium. You notice one of the doors over here is cracked open, and you can see. Well, first of all, you'll smell something rancid. First thing that tells you is that this is an abandoned castle kitchen.
Gross.
Perhaps, if you need pots or pans, that's the place to get it. If you would like.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're rolling the dice there, otherwise there's not really anything to carry these coals with.
Then I will go in there and try to find what I need.
All right. Moth, where are you going?
To this west area.
All right. Well, you'll soon realize that it's a hallway corridor that encircles the courtyard.
Ooh, I'll go south.
All right. Well, you'll meet Modica in just a pantry, dry storage. You have some spare kitchen equipment, but this obviously isn't actually the kitchen.
Yeah, how about over here?
Okay. You'll see rows of long, slender dining tables that sit in skewered rows throughout the room. Broken chairs are scattered about. A lot of just pieces of frayed old wood, and the entire room just seems in absolute disarray.
Can I open that western door?
So that's the room that you're looking into, and
Oh,
as you
okay.
come in, this is the room.
Ooh. What does that northern door go to?
There is not a northern door.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get 100% map completion here.
Oh my gosh, you do get an achievement. So, just shelves, floor to wall, some rotten provisions, cooking utensils. You do see the pots and pans that Monica was looking for.
Oh, I'm like,
Perfect.
hey, Modica, in here.
What?
There are pots and pans. And then I'll open up this southern door.
All right, Modica. Make a perception check for me as you're searching in there.
Sure. Yeah, 17.
Moth,
Yeah.
you see a great big room, also leading out into the open night air. As you open it, a gust of freezing cold air blows in. This is obviously just an exposed room with racks of training armor.
Huh. Cool.
Interesting. If you want to walk in and take a look at that. But we're going to cut away. Modica, you're working on your pots and pans.
Yep.
Help the goblins. Rune, what are you up to?
He's just helping organize the sleeping area that they're in. Nothing too fancy, really. Just making general conversation. If the druid is up and about and someone's willing to translate, he will have primal magic conversations. But aside from that, he will simply be looking to make everything as comfortable as possible.
Excellent. Helba says, just to translate what this older goblin is saying, well, what do you wish to know?
Well, I've come to understand and learn very much about the ways of arcane magic and that of the occult magic. My next particular interest, however, is primal magic. You see, I come to find that there are certain techniques that are very similar between each type of magic, and I'm trying to figure out what is the focal point between each one. So I guess my question is, how did your druid come to learn what they know? And how do they tap into this sort of primal energy?
Pablo's gonna convey this to the druid. The druid looks at you, almost irritated, almost like he's offended. Just looks away. He's actually scooting beds around. He's not doing anything too fancy. Pablo comes back. Growl here wants you to know, we goblins don't live long enough to study the arcane, but primal magic, in a way, if you know how to find it, it's always there. It finds you.
And where did he find it?
Should translate. Everybody finds it somewhere else. He found it after nearly drowning in a bog. But the more you try to think about it, the less sense it's going to make. He wants you to know, though, it'll come to you.
Well, I have a much better understanding now. I'm sure it will. Thank you.
Of course, and know that we will never forget what you did for us today.
Oh. I appreciate it. I will likely call upon that memory at some point. If I may ask, and not to be too morbid, how long do you lot live?
Well, we goblins don't keep track.
Best guess is fine.
A couple good years.
Couple good years.
That's plenty.
So, Growl over there is what, maybe a year and a half or so?
He tells me he's 10.
10.
Between you and me, he looks 13, but he's wise.
That he is. Thank you, and please thank him for me.
All right, and Modica, you come in to set up a heat system in the middle of the room, so that way all these beds can be warmed. Moth?
Yeah, we grabbed several pots, and I learned the names of the goblins that were with me, and so I'm like, okay, Blort, you bring that one over here to this set of beds. Gasha, you bring some over here, and Cormac, you bring some here, and then I'll put this one in the center.
Now I'm taking notes.
Well, I mean, I had to learn their names. I wasn't gonna be rude.
All right.
Grunting. I don't.
Yeah. That's good. They look up to you.
Oh, damn it!
Well, yeah, you
Not
really
again.
did. Moth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see rows of training dummies. This place is moldy and abandoned and
Ooh, I like mold.
absolutely offensively cold.
I can understand mold. I'll check this door.
Well, by the time you even cross the door and get even close to the middle of the room, you hear a shout, a yell, and sort of like a piece of metal slamming hard into a stone wall just on the other side, just west of you.
Ooh, I'll head over there then.
Chink.
Wait, what'd you say?
A sword is what it sounds like, ricocheting off of a stone wall.
Of the western door?
No, over on the other side of the wall. So towards the western door,
Uh-huh.
whatever room that leads into, you hear a muffled grunt, and then the reverberation of something hitting that stone.
I'll head
wall.
over there and see if I can.
Yeah.
Take a
So, as you open the door, so you'll step in, and as you open it, it pushes out. Just as you get to about 45 degrees, you see a blur of. Actually, make a reflex save for me.
I don't wanna. Ka-chow.
So, yeah, as the door opens up 45 degrees, you see some humanoid figure about your size, furry. Maybe you recognize it. It was like your friend that hit you over the head.
Oh. Hey.
Slams into the door like it had been thrown by something else.
Oh.
Crashes, the door shatters, and this creature that you know maybe to be a bugbear slams into the wall. I'll show you
Ooh.
just a small bit that you can see here.
Whoa, who is that good-looking man?
He's cracking his knuckles, wearing a full set of plate. You can make a knowledge check on him if you would like.
I don't have any knowledges.
Are you done yet? And
Except
you just see him.
for Dahak, which I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's weird. He spits out a little bit of blood and picks up a sword on the ground, which makes sense. That's probably what you heard.
Yeah.
And you see this bugbear get back on all fours because she was on her back. She turns over, looks at him, and just has this snarl. What do you do?
I'll step in and throw a scythe at it. Fucking bugbear. As I yell back to Modica and Rune. Help!
Modica and Rune make perception checks.
Help!
See if you heard it. Yeah, go ahead with your scythe. You both hear it.
Excellent. Well, I can't throw the dice at it yet because I can't see the creature.
I will look at Rune and just go, Moth went off on his own again, didn't he?
Wait, you don't see the creature?
Clearly
Nope,
he
not
did.
yet. I see the humanoid to the north and the goblinoid to the west. Everything I own in the box to the west.
Well, those are the two. Wait, which one? What are you trying to target?
The bugbear?
That is that goblinoid.
Oh, wait. Where's the small one? The small one. Is he back in this room?
What are you talking about?
The one
So-
who knocked me out.
So, the one that knocked you out is a goblinoid bugbear.
Oh. Oh, what
It's
up?
small.
I
Yes,
always
that's
thought he
the
was
one.
a small guy.
Uh,
Yes, he is.
no, it's small on the absolute small end of medium. Just
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that tiny little guy, medium.
I will get in front
funny.
of this human and try to be heroic as I throw a scythe at him.
At the human?
No, at the
Or the
goblinoid.
All right. The man steps out to get a straight shot at the bugbear and points at you, not with the sword hand. Says, "Stay out of this."
Is this some sort of duel?
Of course, it's a duel. Who do you think I am?
I have no idea.
All right, so
I'm
but
a
I'm going to need
plant.
initiative from you. I need initiative from the plant. Rune and Modica, you could also make initiatives as the goblin is talking to you, expressing gratitude. Seems like every other goblin in this room was waiting for someone to speak up because it's a little awkward being rescued and all. And when she finally broke the weird silence about it and started to show gratitude, they all kind of look up and stop what they're doing. And it's a weird moment to see so many eyes looking at you for leadership. Before you can do anything about it, though, you hear Moth scream like he got himself into something he probably shouldn't have.
I'm like, help!
Obvious path is the familiar one that Modica took, but Rune, you haven't really explored that direction, so you might just take Modica's lead.
I got a higher initiative anyway, so.
Yeah, that's fortunate.
Yeah.
Because you'll be going first in this turn order.
Okay. Well, I guess we should go and save him. Or something.
Or
something.
I will ask Gasha to come with us just to be a runner in case we need more help, but I don't want them to fight.
Okay.
And how far can I get?
Well, you've got 3 movement actions, and I think your speed's 25, 30?
Yeah.
25.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. This is 25 here. Or, well, this is 20. This is 25. So then
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. That's 30 again. We're going to say you can get here. That is my settlement with you. And Rune, you can follow exactly on her heels and land adjacent. It's up to you where.
Rune's actually going to go south because he thinks this corridor down here might link up.
Okay. All right, you have to move fast. You see 2 doors open, are already open. It looks like a small kitchen. You can clear that table with ease. Yeah, you can land. Actually, yeah, you calculate your speed normally. My bad.
Yeah. Right next to her would have been 75 total movement for the round.
Is that, and you have a 25 speed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can land anywhere you want adjacent to that. Now it's the bugbear's turn. She's going to pull out a long sword and swing it. She says, I'm just getting started. Hey, you, back off. Looking at Moth. Moth, what are you going to do?
Oh, man. Good question. I say, as you wish, and I will stand in the center of this pentagram.
You would. All right.
Yes, it does.
And I tell those as they come back that, hold on, this is a duel.
Yep. This knight in the middle is going to change positions, move 2 feet, and just reposition his arm to have a different leverage with his great sword. It is 2-handed. After you, Modica.
All right.
You can see this. You see them both inch closer to one another with swords drawn.
I put my hands up and say, hold on. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Because we're all trying to sleep and you're being noisy and terrifying.
We'll get to that. You understand it's rude to interrupt a duel?
You understand it's rude to interrupt my sleep?
Do you have any other actions?
I'm being Sass Master right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's a spell. And Rune, if you have anything you want to do.
Does Rune see the symbol on the floor?
Perception check for me. Ooh, yeah, you do.
Well, he became very interested in this room. But so he did hear that there was a duel going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so he will simply just squeak by Modica and just look off to the side
You're like
and see how this
3
pans
times
out.
my height.
All right. So it looks like everybody's ready to watch this unfold.
Fight, fight, fight.
Not helping.
Are they taking bets?
No.
I'll put 2 silver on the bugbear.
And yeah, he's gonna shuffle the Hell Knight. And he says, "What brings you guys into the Citadel anyway?
Wait, I thought you were dueling. What is this?
Bandits?"
We were chasing this dude that framed me for terrible things that happened in town, and he was also tormenting this great bunch of goblins that are not vicious or anything like that. They're just trying to make a living. And so, yeah. Basically somebody who's been attacking the town. We followed them here, found out he was holding these goblins captive. Apparently there's like this cult beneath the Citadel. And yeah,
He's gonna look at you.
How's your day? What are you doing here?
He didn't care about anything you said until you mentioned cult, and then it now just seems super weird. It's not like he has any idea what you're talking about. He looks at you. It says cult, and then on that moment, this bugbear pounces and he lands on the ground prone. Using leverage, the bugbear is going to try to drive a bastard sword, and instead Alak is just going to kick up, and with a dagger strapped to his belt beneath he has massive plate armor tucked underneath one of the leg plates is a spiked Hell Knight dagger. It looks like a wicked nail. Pulls it out and just drives it into the temple, the bugbear, and then lofts her off onto the
No,
ground.
I have blood
And
all
he's
over me again.
use a halberd to
Nice.
stand himself up.
Yes, a cult. They're called the Cinder Claw.
This place is in such disarray.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Well, I suppose I'll let you guess. What do you think I'm doing here? And he just gestures broadly at his armor. You can make a knowledge check.
Killing
Society check.
monsters.
Yeah, I guess it's a society check for history. I don't know what check is religion, but you can make that
Religion.
well.
Oh, now you tell me.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, he's definitely an armiger of the Hell Knight Order of the Nail, and that is a symbol of Asmodeus or Asmodeus, depending on which side of Galarian you're from. Am I right?
Oh, this makes sense now.
So, what is an Asmodean knight doing here?
Oh, Hell Knight.
Whatever.
Question still is valid, though.
Modica
explain.
has the very posture of someone who's like, let me speak to your manager.
Who do you think this citadel belongs to?
I don't care.
Let me guess. The Hell Knights?
Right.
You've come to reclaim your citadel?
No, not the whole thing. This place fell for a reason.
All right. Okay. Let's looking at the bugbear, is the bugbear dead?
Bugbear's dead. Fully
Okay.
dead.
Yeah, he got a nail to the temple.
Yep. Rune will look at the Hell Knight and the Asmodeus symbol. So you came here to cleanse this place, I'm guessing.
Not quite.
Not quite.
You see, well, I'm not quite a full armiger yet. I haven't yet to finish my training. I'm here on a bit of personal business. I took leave. My parents met here. They have property here, and I'm just here to retrieve it.
What property?
What's it to you?
Well, if we find said property, will you leave us alone? Or leave the people who are currently living here alone? Because clearly you are a stab first, ask questions later kind of person.
Well, you can understand why I'm hesitant to answer questions. I don't know any of you, but as soon as I can get out of this place, I'm happy. I don't wish to reclaim this citadel. Obviously, it failed the day they realized that the Order of the Nail has no purpose here. But
Okay, so skipping your whole backstory, what are you looking for?
it's of little value, just my parents' armiger insignias.
Okay, what do they look like?
He's going to describe about the size of your palm, made of the heaviest metal you've ever felt, and it's a symbol of nails welded together to form a wicked, spiky emblem that has the same shape as the symbol of Asmodeus.
Okay, and there are two of them, right?
Correct.
Excuse me. I turn around and go out the door and to the side to go to talk to Gasha. I describe what he's just told me in Goblin, and I say, run back and ask the clan if anybody has seen anything like it. There's someone here who it belongs to, and I want him to go away because he seems kind of violent, and this is a non-violent approach.
What'd you say your name was, Hell Knight? And if you didn't say it, tell me now.
Armiger Alak Stagram.
Armiger Alex Stagram. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Rune Ravenswood.
Pleasure's mine.
Oh, no, it is mine. But we'll go back and forth on that all night. Were you here when the Citadel crumbled?
No.
You came here after?
I was born in Varizia.
Oh, no. I mean tonight. This little soiree that you found yourself in. When did you get here?
About 3 days ago.
You've been here 3 days.
Yeah, well, the kitchen had reserves and I had some searching to do.
Wow, you found yourself in a bit of a pickle.
Why is that?
Well, you've managed to find yourself in the middle of a citadel that was occupied by a very kind community of goblins, who was then attacked by a cult known as the Cinderclaw, a dragon-worshipping cult, who had come up from out of nowhere underneath the citadel, at which point a little halfling who's in search of something called an elf gate decided to make themselves known and start stabbing people. And now you come out of nowhere. I'm sure you can imagine how chaotic and oddly serendipitous this all seems.
I don't believe in serendipity, but I do think the Citadel has fallen into a state of chaos. I will agree.
I'm not exactly sure. Okay, we'll skip that part then. Fair. Okay, so you're just going to stay here then, is that right?
If luck has it, I'm gone tomorrow, but I haven't been able to find these things.
Well, we have an entire community full of goblins who I'm sure will, if they have seen it, will be happy to give it back to you, as long as you don't go stabbing people randomly. I'm sure that seems like a fair trade, yes?
Although we may want to go back to sleep,
Like that agreement.
considering that we're tired.
So, how about we all just go to sleep? No one will hurt each other, and we can reconvene tomorrow about these signets of yours. Does that seem fair? And
Always favor a deal.
all right. And as a show of good faith, as long as our hosts are willing to allow it, perhaps the lot of us could just kind of stay in one place together.
I shake my head at Rune.
Better to be in sight of everyone
I don't
rather
like
than
it.
sneaking about.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Like, pull him to the side.
Yeah, so now in the other room, just outside, it's pretty disturbing because it's very dark and there's training dummies and they look very lifelike out of the corner of your eye. They're certainly not. And you can detect magic or check them out. I don't, it's just very creepy. But go ahead and talk.
Yeah, he's tall, and the goblins and me are very small. I don't know him, but he seems like a kind of violent person. I am not okay with him staying in the same room that we are in. I'd be happy to lock him in the kitchen or whatever, but no, I don't like it, and I don't believe the goblins would like adding a new person that they don't know. The last new person that they didn't know attacked them and killed some of their own.
Well, the creature that Alak in there took on had already attempted to kill the lot of us once already. It ran away before we could get to it, and apparently found its way to Alak. So his violent nature at your first meeting was simply because he was being stabbed, I'm presuming. Now, all things aside, my perspective was to have us all in line of sight of each other, but if you and the goblins agree that he shouldn't, then so be it. That's why I stated, as long as our hosts are willing to let it happen. If they're not, then we'll find another arrangement. I was not speaking for them. I was simply making an offer based purely upon their decision.
As long as we're not making decisions on their behalf.
I completely agree.
And also, I'm done with surprises. I've had enough surprises today.
Oh, I also agree. I want to keep this one in line of sight.
Right.
Moth already provides us enough surprises.
Yeah.
All right. So you will find out if the goblins are fine with
check
this.
on the goblins and see if they have seen anything and if they are willing to allow him to stay in the same room.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Mm.
I'm going to cut just before Rune comes back in. Alak looks at you, Moth, standing in the center of the pentagram. I take it you worship the first?
The first.
Surely you know. Prince of Darkness, the Archfiend.
Why would
Points down to the pentagram. Asmodeus.
Do you?
Of course.
Who do you serve?
I serve the Order of the Nail.
Are Are you seeking something a little bit more grand?
I don't think there's anything more worthy for me. And it's an oath I've already taken.
Well, maybe there's something for me to learn from you then.
Perhaps.
I long one day to have my own keep like this. With the people, knights, needed to do what needs to be done on this earth. In some ways, the aberrant creatures of this world hold alliance to my own thoughts. Even the devils themselves. Humanity, and with that I throw in tieflings, Aasimar, halflings, gnomes, goblins, all the like are but a plague upon this world. And I seek them culled.
He's going to step closer to you and lean a little bit on his halberd. He extends it. He gets down a little bit to your level. What are you?
I formed out of the corpse of the one who raised me.
Who's that?
An old druid. His name's not important. Something I've forgotten. Much like his brain has been being devoured by the very moths that is a part of me. If I had to hope and dream, I would like to be the end of the beginning. Or the beginning of the end. A culling is what I will be. And I need knights such as yourself to do this.
You're power hungry.
I'm not power hungry. I just seek justice for this world. You don't hear it, but I hear every scream of every tree and blade of grass, each and every waking moment. Humanity trudges about with no regard whatsoever for what it destroys. They talk of humanity, of peace, of love, and yet they massacre each and every day. I don't seek power. I just seek a cleansing. If you were dirty, would you not wash?
Rune, you're going to walk in now.
Hawkward.
Yeah, he's
Wash what? Something dirty.
gonna turn around slowly and say, your friend here's a madman.
Moth? What have you been saying, Moth?
I forgot.
All right.
Just dreams.
Actually, Alak is gonna. Moth, make a perception check for me.
Aw, heck to the yeah.
Because Alak is gonna signal you. He wants to whisper something to you.
23. The silence.
Oh, so you hear him whisper to Rune. Alak is gonna ask, are you familiar with the cult of Norgorber?
Is Rune familiar with the cult of Norberger?
Make a knowledge religion check.
Religion.
You know that their areas of concern are very secretive. They're centered around greed and a lust for murder.
14.
It's about all you know. It is a broad cult that extends many fields. Most of them are very secretive. It's sort of like a secret society, and you don't know anything about it other than that. It seems pretty dark.
I've heard of the cult, yes.
Well, keep an eye on your friend. He'll be your undoing. And then out of a whisper, he says, so what's the plan?
Well, the plan is to see if our goblin friends all feel safe with you nearby. If they don't, we're going to ask you to stay very put until the morning. If they do, then you will join us, and you will stay put there until the morning. Either way, we're getting some sleep.
Excellent. He'll head out towards the goblins.
Whoop. Not just yet. We haven't gotten word that they're okay with it.
All right, so Modica. You speak to these goblins. You want to explain the situation, right?
Yeah. And because I am trying to be quiet, I'm not going to verbalize all of it.
Yes.
Well, I'm out of character trying to be quiet.
Right. They wish to follow your lead.
All right.
I want you to make a choice here. They don't know what Hellknights are.
Yeah. All right. I'll have the tall ones sleep on one end of the room. That way they can be separated. And did any of them recognize the signet that I sent?
Nobody could find it.
Nobody could find it? Okay. All right. So I'll say work out a watch, 2 hours, 2 people, and we will be back. And
All right.
go back and say, yeah, they're fine with it, but you two are sleeping on one end of the hall.
Seems fair. Any luck on the signet?
Yeah. So as you asked that, so where are you putting Alak to stay?
I don't know.
He has been sleeping in a bedroll in that room that you found him.
Grab
If
his
he wants to stay
bedroll.
there, he's more than welcome.
Whatever. You're the one who wanted to keep an eye on him.
Well,
was
I can
gonna
always
put him-
stay in here with
I
him.
was going to put him by the door.
I'll stay here with Alak, keep him company.
Alrighty then. Well, good night. And I
Good
go
night.
back
Good
and say,
night.
hey, the tall ones are going to sleep in the weird room, and we get this nice warm hall to ourselves.
All right. So Rune, you're in the room with Alak.
Yep.
Correct. All right. Moth, where are you resting for the night?
I'll be in this room filled with. Well, this is this freaking cold, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Icy cold.
I'll be in here, just up north.
I'm going to hang out in the kitchen.
Nice.
Forward will stay up all night and keep an eye on Alak, make sure he doesn't poke around anything.
Yeah, and he'll stay up a little bit before we're going to bed, because he wants to. Basically, he wants to pick your brain, ask you about your life story, talk about life in Brizia a little bit. He's a pretty nice guy. The weirdest thing about meeting a Hell Knight is that they seem so normal, and their ideas are so extreme. He seems like really approachable guy, and then you realize that he has devoted his entire life to a Hell Knight order and worships the Prince of Darkness. But
That's a thing.
Like you do.
Yeah. They tend to be really good at justifying it, especially the more lawful ones.
Arun will in no way try to dissuade or be persuaded by him.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Asmodeus. I know
Yeah.
what you're thinking. This is what Alak is saying.
Yeah.
Look, he's got a reputation. I'll admit it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yet he has seen more of existence than any immortal being.
Yeah.
Scholars will agree. And the absolute law that he represents, that's unbreakable.
Right.
Maybe
My
we're
take
the
on
wrong
it
track,
is
but
anything that's lived that long can't possibly give two shits about anything else.
yet you see the pure aptitude and power granted to those who favor him.
Well,
I know we won't agree on this.
No, I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, anything that doesn't give a shit about anyone else, if they're willing to give him what he wants, sure, they'll pay for it. What does it cost him? At any rate, you do you, my friend, as long as you're not murdering anybody I know.
So, Modica, you're in a room with goblins.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking. They're finally full after being starving for weeks on end. And Helba wants to... Actually, no, not Helba. This will be Blort, because you can speak to goblins.
Mm-hmm.
They love that about you.
Yeah.
They ask, what tribe do you hail from?
I don't have a tribe. I am a wanderer.
Wanderer.
They call me Modica Freerunner because I am not bound to any one place.
Scary way to live. But who are your friends? They rescued with you.
Yes. Rune is a magician of sorts. And he shows kindness when you do not expect it. And I don't quite know what Moth is. He is part of the earth and yet not. And he seems to be very aware of the cost to nature in anything that we intelligent beings do.
Carmack is going to approach from the northern door, that hallway up there, rubbing the back with his knuckles, says, I found something. When we were searching,
What did you find?
I have to show you.
All right. I will get up sleepily and follow.
All right, so as you head north, Goblin will take you to northern on the map to the western wing of the Citadel. We'll call it the northern wing to justify this compass. You see a small hallway. It's quite dark. Leading up, you see another room. It looks like a meeting room. Some sort of business used to be conducted here once upon a time. And Carmack points to the left. You see a small stage, about a foot up. There used to be pews here lining the walls, but as you turn over, you see a small pile, a cloth bag, and it looks like it's moving and wobbling just a bit.
Okay, I will
Again,
pull back whatever's covering it carefully.
that's where we're gonna end off. Actually,
Bum,
you'll
bum,
you'll get
bum.
to see what that is.
Okay.
Well
All right.
played.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for chilling out with us. This was Penny for a Tale. You can find more of our stuff at pennyforatale.com. Of course, we're on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Instagrams, and everything in between. Furthermore, unless there is a change, we will be at GigaCon this coming weekend, the 13th through the 15th. At Newsport News, Virginia, running games and doing a couple of panels. You will see myself as well as a few others. It's going to be great. Spence, do you have any closing words?
Just remember that if you want to support us, you can go ahead and click above on that on the heart to like our Twitch page, and if you're on YouTube, down in the bottom, go ahead and click on the subscribe page to see all of the great interviews, games, and anything else that we've got coming your way. And tomorrow is Ages Past, right?
Tomorrow is actually what we're going to start off with is our Star Wars campaign run by our very dear Alex. And Tuesday, we will continue on with Age Past. So exciting stuff.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, Mr. Smith, any closing announcements?
I will be joining Mitchell at GigaCon. If anyone's interested in talking cybersecurity or psychology, I'm always up for that. Otherwise, come check me out at IamMrSmith.com.
And Ian.
I've been your GM, Ian. I'm here every week. And I just want to give a shout out again to Fantasy Grounds. Definitely check them out. Also, the Only Sheet, check them out too. They have excellent character sheets, especially if you like using Excel. And lastly, Michael Gelfi on YouTube is letting us use the music.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Check us out on YouTube, and of course, you'll find all the links right below on the YouTubes as well. And everyone, have a wonderful and glorious night. Bye.